Hello, my dear students. Myself, Professor Sanjay Chavda, Faculty of Law and Governance, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur, Rajasthan. This session is related to BBA LLB second semester, subject Business Organization, Unit 2, session number 19, and session name Merits and Demerits of Cooperative Organizations. So my dear students, in our last session, that is session number 18, we have discussed about organizational advantage of cooperative society. Like as we discussed, that the advantage of cooperative societies are classified under three heads: organizational advantage, economic advantage, and social advantage. We already discussed organizational advantage in the last session. Now let us discuss economic advantage and social advantage. So under economic advantage, first advantage is economical management. Cooperative society can make better and efficient production or distribution of goods. It can also eliminate middlemen and avoid overlapping of activities. It also restricts malpractices such as short weight, black marketing, and adulteration. Thus, it can provide economical management. Then, second economical advantage is of cooperative society is tax advantage. The cooperative society enjoys tax benefit on several counts. It is also enjoys benefits of exemption of stamp duty and registration fee in certain transactions. So this is economical advantage. Third economical advantage of cooperative society is ploughing back the profits. A cooperative society, as we discussed, cannot distribute all of its profit among its members. 25% of the profits are mandatorily transferred to general reserve. Thus, the reserve of profits can be reinvested in the activities of the society, that is, ploughing back the profits. This is economical advantage of cooperative society. The fourth economical advantage of cooperative society is government aid, that is assistance from government. The central and all state governments provide financial assistance to cooperative societies by way of grants and loans. They also get non-financial assistance. So this is economical advantage to cooperative societies, that they get government aids. Then fifth economical advantage for cooperative societies are equitable distribution of profits. The process of the profit of societies are distributed on equitable basis. Unlike companies, the profit of society are distributed amongst members in proportion to the business provided to the society by the members. And the last economical advantage of cooperative society is limited liability. The liability of the members of cooperative societies is limited. It is limited to the extent of the nominal value of shares held by the members. They are not personally liable. Their personal property is not liable for the debts of the society. Clear? Now, third one, social advantage. So the social advantage of cooperative organizations are: number one, it helps develop a spirit of mutual help and brotherhood in a family type. Number two, it helps uplift standard of living of weaker section of society. As you see, it is started by weaker section of society. Number three, social advantage is promotes equal distribution of income and wealth in the society. Number four, it provides relief from exploitation. Number 6, it helps decentralization of economic power. Next, it can bring changes in society by peaceful means. And last, it promotes maximum social welfare. These are the social advantages of cooperative organizations. So students, these are the advantages. Now let us discuss some disadvantages of cooperative societies, that is demerits. So number 1 demerit is limited financial resources. As we have learned that in cooperative society it is easy to form because it requires reasonable minimum amount of capital. Here we can say this is one of the disadvantages, that it has limited financial resources because the members are drawn from a particular locality and they usually have limited means. So the capital which a cooperative society can raise is very limited. Restrictions on dividend and the principle of one member, one vote discourage large investment by members. Then second disadvantage, incompetent management. A cooperative society generally cannot afford to employ professional managers. So it has to depend on the honorary managerial services by its members who often lack specialized training and experience in management. So there is incompetent management. Third disadvantage is lack of motivation. Absence of profit motive and limitation of dividend style, that is incentive, and responsibility on the part of managing committee. Paid employees of a cooperative society do not feel adequately motivated to make their best efforts for the success of the organization. In some cases, officials misappropriate funds and commit other frauds for their personal gains at the cost of the members. This is general practice in cooperative form of business organization. Then fourth demerits, mutual rivalries. Will start with a very enthusiasm, but a cooperative society often becomes lifeless and paralyzed with the passage of time. The spirit of mutual help and selfless service gives way to rift, factionalism, and politicizing on the part of members. Lack of unity and cohesion paves the way for the doom of society. So this is mutual rivalry. The next disadvantage of cooperative society is lack of public confidence, like proprietorship. We can say here also lack of public confidence. Public confidence you have found most in the case of joint stock company, because it has so many acts, so many statutes which governs it. Society is also registered, it is also incorporated body, but still then there is a lack of confidence. Cooperative society enjoys little public confidence due to political conduct of office bearers and domination by a select group of individuals. So there is a lack of public confidence. Then number 6 disadvantage is lack of secrecy. As a cooperative body, a cooperative society is required to submit its reports and accounts with the registrar of cooperative societies. So full disclosure and publicity of affairs makes it very difficult to preserve the secrets of business. As all the accounts are transparent, everything has to be submitted to the registrar of society act, so there is lack of secrecy. Then number 7 disadvantage, inefficient operations. The granted market for cooperation or for cooperatives may cause slackness in the efforts of managers. The managers have no challenge in doing their job efficiently. This ultimately result into inefficient operation of the society. This is demerit of cooperative society, that is inefficient operation. Then number 8 demerit is misuse of funds. The managers of cooperatives are generally ignorant of business principles. Some managers also use the funds of the society for their personal purpose. Some societies also give credit or loans to its member without or sufficient guarantee. Such loan may become bad debts. Thus, society's funds are sometimes misused, which leads to the winding up of the society. As we know that societies run with meager capital, with meager resources, and these resources are also sometimes misused by the active members. Active members means the members, those who are taking part in day-to-day affairs of cooperative organization. In what way? That they used to provide, they used to give loans to their non-persons, they used to give loans and credit to their persons without asking for sufficient security, sufficient guarantee, or without asking for the prompt repayment of debt, which results into that debt becomes a bad debt. And as a result, if there will be no resources, if the capital will become bad debt, there is possibility, every possibility of winding up of the society. This is misuse of fund, one of the demerits of cooperative form of business organization. Then number 9, disadvantage, delayed decisions. Due to legal provisions and bureaucratic attitudes of the executive committee, a cooperative society cannot take decisions in time. Hence, good opportunities are lost. Good opportunities disappear because it is always advisable to hit the hammer in the right time. But here, that time, right time, or that opportunity is lost because of the bureaucratic attitudes of some of its members, and they are not taking right decisions in right time. And last but the not least, demerits of cooperative society of business organization is excessive state regulation. As we learned in advantage that they are getting government aid, financial assistance from the government, so they are not free from excessive state regulation too. A cooperative society is under the regulation and control by the government. Sometimes political and other vested interests also dominate the working of cooperatives. Time-consuming procedures and formalities result in delays in decision making. Like as you said, delayed decision means opportunities lost. So here in cooperative society there is excessive state regulations. So my dear students, here we have read advantages and disadvantages of cooperative society. So in advantages we have read organizational advantage, economical advantage and social advantage. And other than these 3 advantages, we have discussed these 10 disadvantages. I'll repeat these disadvantages point. Number 1, limited financial resources. Number 2, incompetent management. Number 3, lack of motivation. Number 4, mutual rivalries. Number 5, lack of public confidence. Number 6, lack of secrecy. Number 7, inefficient operation. Number 8, misuse of funds. Number 9, delayed decisions, and number 10, excessive state regulations. So from here you can prepare the merits and demerits of cooperative societies. Thank you.